Hey everyone, welcome to a kind of a special Toy Talk here. I took over the Bob Culture podcast area.
With a lot of force, he was aggressive.
Yeah. He was very aggressive, used some wrestling moves, but we'll talk about that later. Nice. I'm here with them BCP boys.
What's up, man? Thanks for
Rob and Chris.
Appreciate it.
Of the Bob Culture podcast. And thank you, thank you for always having my band and stuff on your podcast.
Stop, please. You've done more than enough for me. This is going to be a love fest. Let's get out of it.
This is going to be a
Joe's my guy.
Other,
fantastic drummer. Check out the drumstick, Scorpion Percussion. Really great hugger, by the way. Best hugger.
Good hugger. I like
both very good huggers.
That's right.
So today, obviously, we're going to be talking about toys. Everyone's favorite thing. But some very specific ones that are relative, that are relatable to these two guys, as we've been doing here on the show. I hope you watched the one with Brian from Japan. If you haven't checked that out with Godzilla, it was really cool. So what do we got here? Because it looks like we got a lot here. So
we have so many toys.
Yeah, we have it. Yeah, I don't even know where to start.
It's crazy. Well, we did the Nunez room tour, shameless promo. You guys can check that out on Facebook Live.
You guys want to be bored to death.
So. But, we also have a lot of toys because Joe does a great job just, highlighting toys.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is, we're big kids, but, we love this stuff. Even seeing some of this stuff get rebooted over the years. Mm-hmm. It's interesting to see some of the kids that I teach into some of the same stuff. They know the Turtles and that kind of thing, man. And they know the superheroes who have had that amazing masterpiece. Yeah.
You can't see Nunez's pants, but he's got some Ninja Turtle pajamas that are pretty cool. Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Yeah, a little bit. Those Mikey, my guy.
So we were kind of talking off camera, and there's a lot of Rob here has connected to Ghostbusters.
Yes.
And these guys, if you know anything about these guys, if you haven't watched the Bob Culture, I keep saying it wrong. Bob.
Yeah.
Culture.
It doesn't say wrestling. It doesn't say pop culture.
Culture.
It's a
podcast.
BCP. You can
BCP.
There you go.
There's a lot of wrestling on there, and as you can see from behind us, there's a lot of wrestling figures and things right here. But if I can, not to say that wrestling is not important, but I kind of want to get into the Ghostbusters a little bit because this is obviously an iconic series. Right. We have a new movie coming out soon, too. Paul Rudd's in it. You see that?
Yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
It's supposed to come out.
Finn Wolfhard's going to be in it from Stranger Things. You got Paul Rudd.
Yeah, and apparently, Bill Murray came back, and maybe Dan Aykroyd, too.
I think the remaining cast that's alive, and I think the son of Ivan Reitman is directing it, too.
That's right.
Right. Yeah. So, this is an important arc in the series, I think, that's going to be coming out. But we have a lot here from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, man.
Which the real Ghostbusters cartoon, which admittedly over here is something I unfortunately never really got the chance to watch.
Well, I'm old, so.
But check these out.
Yeah.
So these are the Kenner.
Yes. No, these are the re-releases. They're not the original in boxes, but I had to get the re-releases. Basically, I had these ones as a kid, bro. Because you saw the Ghostbusters movie. First, before the cartoon came out, obviously. I would watch that movie, over and over again. I would fast forward to the fight with the Marshmallow Man. Fast forward to where they caught Slimer. So I had these when I was a kid, obviously, and my dog would chew them up or whatever. And I still have the Firehouse.
Were you a sandbox toy player?
I was, yes, absolutely.
Cool. You're just rolling toys in the sandbox
all the time, man. I mean, sometimes they'd be in there. We had a little cover that went over the sandbox, but next time we'd come out, take the cover off. They're still buried in the sand. Oh yeah, for sure, man. But I still have the Firehouse, which was their headquarters.
Yes.
Which I actually went to in New York, and they let us in, which was very, very cool. Obviously, the exterior was just used for the filming of the movie, not the interior. But it's still really cool to go inside the Ghostbusters house. But you could see, for me, it was Turtles and Ghostbusters as a kid, man. And I loved it, so much.
So you're a big fan of green goo.
Maybe that's why green's my favorite color.
Maybe, yeah.
The drum set, obviously.
Getting into psychology now.
But I loved the figures, bro. And, me and Vac, best friends since we were 4. We would play Ghostbusters all the time. Even 2 weeks ago. No, just kidding. But my dog was the Zool dog, and we just had so much fun. The street pole was the pole that you slid down. Yeah, you know the deal, man. So they made the Proton Pack, which was it was blue, and it had the little foam, thing that was supposed to be the proton beam. Don't cross the streams. My dog chewed it up, but they didn't have. The trap. They never made the trap. So my friend actually recently for Christmas, shout out to Chris France, he's got this for me.
Oh, that's right.
Which is newer.
I can hold it?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead and you push that button at the top. It's a little confusing though. There you go. I think it's got lights and sounds and stuff too. There must be a switch. I'll get it in a minute.
That's awesome.
So
I forgot that Francis made that for you.
Yeah.
Wow,
So he got this one. He didn't make, but we did make the proton pack. But when I was a kid, they didn't make a trap, so my dad made one out of wood, and it had like hinges and like a little door, and it had a pedal. Like it wasn't like a long wire pedal like the actual trap, but it had like a little spring pedal, and it would just pop the doors open, and I would throw my toys in.
So was that a movie like you saw with your dad, and he saw how much you liked it, and kind of was like,
"Oh man,
cool, I'm gonna hook this kid
Shout
up."
out to RC3, by the way.
Yeah, King Crother. Yeah, man, he took care of us. Like me and my sister loved Ghostbusters, and so we had the VHS. We just watched all the time. I didn't see it in theaters, but when was it released? You know this.
84?
So I was born in 83.
84,
right?
I think it was, yeah.
So I had it on VHS, and very few people have seen this. I don't think we have a VCR here that works.
Oh, you haven't? You told me about this, right?
But we filmed Revenge of the Ghostbusters. My dad filmed it.
Oh, wait. You did like a fan film?
No, it was like us just playing with the action figures.
Oh, okay.
Little kids. No, 2 weeks ago. No, we were little kids.
How old are you guys?
18.
6? Yeah. 27. Maybe 5, 6. I don't know. Something like that. And he was, he had like the home video camera, and he was good enough to, like, he would pause it and make the ghost disappear, and, like, they would be in the trap, or...
That is awesome.
They never let me play with the slime, though. They always took the slime away because it would, like, stain the carpet and stuff, so I never had slime. That was the one disappointment. But he was so good, he edited the Ghostbusters music into the, VHS video, which is hard to do back then. It's not like today.
Wow.
He had the stereo hooked up to the camera.
Drop it in.
No, it's not like that. You had like a double cassette player, like the stereo hooked up to the camera.
That's amazing.
All these things, that's what he does, though, man. But that was my favorite thing, the trap that he made for me. And real quick, if you could very gently hand me that ID card.
Oh,
very gently, because it'll crumble, man. And even if it does, don't be mad.
No.
Don't look at my phone number. My phone number, my childhood phone number. But this, whoa, see, I broke it. It came with the proton pack. I don't know if you guys can see that. It came with the proton pack. You have this ID card.
That's so
cool. And I don't know why I still have this, but it's about to crumble. I need to put it in the top.
You gotta, what's it called? Laminate it.
Yes, something like that. I should, man. But I can't believe I still have that, man. And to me, it was Ghostbusters and Turtles, but Ghostbusters was first, man. And even today, I still get excited when I see Ghostbusters stuff. And the fact that we have a new movie coming out, dude, I'm hyped, man. So
that's the Turtles and the Ghostbusters are one of those multi-generational things.
Thank goodness.
Which I think is, it's important, right? Because it's not just a toy. It's not just the comic book. It's not just the goofy characters on screen. There's a human connection. Across the years.
Absolutely.
And they've withstood the test of time. There's a reason for that. Because they're fun and they allow kids to express themselves and kind of, negotiate who they are in a way. I think toys are a big part of your identity as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. So not to cut away from Ghostbusters too quick, but I'm very curious about the wrestling figures as well.
Okay.
Because wrestling in their own right, the wrestlers are like superheroes.
Yeah,
they're like real life
superheroes.
Very well said.
Yeah, especially like if you go back to the 80s, like they looked like superheroes too. Like a lot of the guys now, they're not as big, but when you watch the matches, like it makes you feel like they're making magic out there. Like they look like they're doing superhero things, but in reality, like they're just regular people that just work very hard and they accomplish a lot. So.
Well, yeah, they're hell of athletes.
Yeah.
I remember. I think it was. You can correct me on this. I think there was a moment. I think it was Matt Hardy. I'm not sure who jumped off a tower and backflipped onto a table.
It's gotta be Jeff.
Yeah, it's probably Jeff.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it. And I was like, whoa! This guy's actually doing that. There's no wires. There's no nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Marvel, DC comic book guy, and admittedly, I'm very ignorant on some stuff when it comes to wrestling. But like the fascination has always been there in terms of the athleticism and the style and the looks and the characters they make. And like I keep looking at this really cool Kane figure. Yeah. That's right here. Because Kane is...
That's his guy.
Shout Funkenstein Superstore. Great toy store. Great.
Oh, that came from there?
Yeah, that's where this Bret Hart came from, too.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Wait, put that over here. So this is kind of a segue I wanted to form here. Is like, so, wrestling, obviously, it's a sport. But these great toys and these iconic toys have come out of wrestling forever. I'm sure you guys can remember seeing what was the stuffed ones you can like...
Wrestling buddies.
Wrestling buddies. Yeah. And then there's like Stretch Armstrong versions of them. There's bendy ones, and we were talking about remember the ring, the commercial for the ring. You could take the toys and kind of. Yeah. I'm gonna take this John Cena over here. I don't know if you guys can see it.
He's not. I see what you did.
Nice.
Yeah, but you slam them in the ring, and they just have all sorts of great posable figures and things now. But like, how did you guys get brought together by wrestling? Like did wrestling and wrestling toys and wrestling form a relationship between you two?
Mutual friend.
Yeah, it was a mutual friend, and no, the first time I met you, we played Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, it was the video games, but
yeah,
it was our friend Tim, and he kept saying you and Nunez are like the same person. So we ended up hitting it off, man.
Yeah, obviously
he's
lived together.
He's not sick of me yet. So.
And now you got this awesome podcast where you guys get to meet all these cool.
Yes,
it's
people.
Literally like
Look at the
come
picture,
true, man.
Yes, we've got to, and like we were talking off air, like we did get an interview with Ghostbuster, shameless plug, but more so just like.
And which Ghostbuster was that for?
So it would be Winston Zeddemore, played by Ernie Hudson, who's been in so many movies, Miss Congeniality, the list goes on. And I mean, he's been in everything. He really has a Netflix series. He's just been in everything. But the fact, this was at the HorrorCon where we had some great interviews.
Oh my God.
It's just like, it's crazy because I met Ernie Hudson once. There's a picture over there. And it was at one of the first Comic-Cons I ever went to. And he was wearing the Ghostbusters jumpsuit when we met him.
Which is like, that,
yeah.
like, he doesn't have to.
He was just like walking around.
Because like, he's too cool for school.
Because like when we met him, like he was wearing regular clothes like a normal person. But like when Rob told me that, I was like, no way. Like he was wearing the jumpsuit. Yeah. Like he doesn't have to do that.
So he was one of the headline guests at the HorrorCon in Atlantic City. I can't wait till cons are a thing again.
I know, man. Me too, yeah.
But that also helped Nunez and I bond, just like interviewing these people and going to these cons together, man. And just some great opportunities. But so there's a long line for Ernie Hudson. There's a lot of like, what is the Ghostbusters of New Jersey? They do a lot of like great charitable work and stuff like that. They turn their cars legit into the Ectos.
Oh, awesome. Movie. That's kind of like those Stormtrooper guys too.
Right, the 501st to do great things. Exactly the same thing. So they're all there. They're hanging with Ernie Hudson. Like everyone meeting him has a legit like Ghostbusters cosplay. Like it was really cool. So when the line stopped, I just, it's like, look, if you're doing a podcast or interviews or stuff like that, you're going to get no's all the time. But you never know who's going to say yes. You never, ever know.
But never, like he says, never say never.
Never.
Just, what the worst that could happen, you go up to them, hey, Mr. So-and-so, can I do a quick interview? They say no, you just move on.
Usually when I have this guy, they say yes.
You got to shoot your shot.
Exactly. Shoot your shot. What's the worst that happens? They say no. As long as you're nice about it, that's fine.
Even Kurt Angle gave me. I thought there's a lot of these like big names. I'm under contract. I can't. Got to talk to my manager. Not doing interviews, whatever it is, and that's usually what you get. Kurt Angle, a legit Olympic gold medalist, one with a broken freaking neck, as he always says.
Yeah.
Probably one of the top 10 wrestlers of all time, arguably.
I would say so.
And he was just like, Mr. Angle, can I get a short interview? And he goes, well, how long of an interview? Which I didn't expect. And in my head, I'm like, say the right thing, say the right thing, say the right thing. I was like, 2 minutes, Mr. Angle, 2 minutes, Mr. Angle. I sat down, the guy set up the mic for me, and he was great, man. He was extra mild. It was really, really cool.
It's actually signed
on the U.
Oh, he signed the belt?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's cool.
Title, yeah. He was great, man.
That's cool.
He was awesome. But going back to Ernie Hudson, so I had asked him when the line went down, and you could just tell he was like a good human. Like, I don't know him personally, but it was just like a really
warm presence.
Yeah.
I picture like a Morgan Freeman, like just calm.
Yeah, right. But like he was like good, like cool, too cool for school, man. But, he was like school in September, full of class, because I went up to him, and I'm practicing for tomorrow. So I'm doing commentary tomorrow. I apologize for the puns in advance. So I go up to him, and he's just a very nice man, because a lot of times, like I said, you get my publicist, my contract, I'm not doing press, no thank you.
Talk to my people.
Yeah, exactly. You get a lot of polite no's, and which is to be expected.
Sure.
Especially he was the headliner, and I went up to him, and he just looks around, Mr. Hurts and Rob Crowther from the popbreak.com. Would you mind if we did a short interview? Or doing interviews today? And he looks around, and there's no line anymore. And he goes, I don't see anyone else in line right now. So he's like, I don't see why not. And I'm just like, thank you. Let me go get my stuff, Mr. Hudson. And I'm like walking over to Nunez. So my back is to Ernie Hudson. Nunez is kind of like looking at me like, what'd he say? Expecting a no, probably.
Yeah, I was like,
and I just remember walking.
No, really nice.
I remember walking up to Nunez like this. I was just and he does like, and he's like, what? Like,
I was like, I don't know what to say. Like, what? And then it was one of the best interviews we've ever had.
Yeah, it really was. And I'll have to post that again. But it was just really cool. The interview with Ghostbusters, there's 3 left right now of the original Ghostbusters.
Harold Ramis.
My favorite, Egon. But Winston was also another. I mean, they're all my favorite. But I loved Winston, man.
So. That's so cool that it came from, like, a love of a movie with your dad, into the figures, then the toys, then you're doing the podcast, then you get to meet a Ghostbuster and do an interview with like one of your best friends. I mean, that's freaking awesome. That's really cool.
It's still like that whole day, like just like Chris Jericho was there, Velvet Sky. You interviewed the guy that voiced
from
Max
Goofy movie,
from Goofy movie.
He was in Step by Step and How Boy Meets World. He was like the friend and everything, but he did a lot of voice acting. And he was sitting there. You'd appreciate that because I went up to him to ask him to do an interview, and I see him sitting there and he's drumming on a drum pad. So it was like the perfect icebreaker. No, but he wanted to learn. Because he goes to all these cons, he's just sitting at this table. So he brings a drum pad, he picks up things, from friends and on the internet. I got to show him some stuff on the pad before the interview. He was great. And he's like, you're just like my dad. You're real goofy, but he did it in the character voice. And then he did the yuck, and I that's on that interview too. Wow. He was great. But it's really cool. They say don't meet your heroes, which sometimes is very, very true. But it's cool when they go the extra mile.
Yes, that is really cool.
I've met some of my heroes through this, and like just in general, and it's some of them. It's just like you can't believe it. Like it's better than anything you ever expected. So
do you want to tell the Bret Hart story since you got the figure or no?
I was actually just about to ask you. So again, off camera, I was here for maybe about 10 minutes, and I heard that Mr. Kriss Nunez here loves Bret Hart.
Yeah, that's
about 30 times.
I'm gonna meet him. I'm gonna meet him in September.
You're getting worked up.
You're getting nervous now. Like it's not even. It's
okay.
Like,
so wait.
Half a year away.
So wait. Let's sticking with the theme of this. So, did this stem from you actually watching him first, or was it like you saw the figure, or you? Vice versa.
It's so I had a cousin I was close with when I was a kid, and he was into wrestling. But then I started watching wrestling on my own. Mm-hmm. And the first time I ever saw Bret Hart, he came out with the pink sunglasses and the tassels on his leather jacket. And he had the cool guitar theme music, and he's tagging the fans. And then right before he gets into the ring, he takes off the glasses and he puts it on a kid. Yeah. And I always wanted to be one of those kids. I told him that. But yeah, I was enamored ever since then. And he's the one that made me, not to go into another tailspin or something, but
tailspin away. I love that question.
Just a lot of wrestling is all about the big characters and larger than life. And Bret brought out the wrestling aspect. He made every match is you believe it, and you're like, oh wow, he's really hurt, or oh wow, he's really kicking him. He makes you believe it, and he makes you get into it. So for years and years, I never thought I would meet him because he doesn't really come to Jersey. And then just by chance in 2016, they were having this huge meet and greet at Starland Ballroom. It was Bret Hart, it was Mick Foley, it was Terry Funk, it was Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. It was a stacked lineup. So I had a friend that told me about it. And then my other friend, he knew that Bret was going to be there, so he bought me a VIP ticket, and he was like, "I want you to meet your childhood idol." So I was
that's a good friend.
I was like, "Wow, that's insane." So we get there, and they tell all the VIP people to go in. I meet Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and they were really awesome. And then I see Bret across the room, and we make eye contact, and I turn around. I'm like, "Nope, can't do it." And my friend had to drag me back in. I was like, Bret Hart is in the same room as me. I can't do this. I can't. I was freaking out. I never really get that way. I've been starstruck
usually
before.
Very cool.
So you're been starstruck before.
You're like a little. I mean.
Oh yeah,
he's an intimidating presence.
Oh yeah, I was back to being 7 years old again.
Wow.
But, so I had his book, and I wanted him to sign. He had an autobiography. I forget when it came out. But yeah, I got up to him. I was tearing up. I was like, "Thank you, Mr. Bret Hart. You're my childhood idol. Thank you so much. For the years of entertainment. You made me believe in wrestling.
Yeah.
You made me a true wrestling fan." And he signed sunglasses for me, and he signed my book, and we took a picture together. And I treasure that moment my whole life. I have a pair of his glasses. I didn't want to be really corny and tell him to put the glasses on me because I told him I always wanted to be one of those kids, but I was like, nah, I don't want to.
Well, you said you're meeting him in September.
Yeah, I'm meeting him in September.
I think you should. Totally
I'm going to.
I think you should totally go.
I'm thinking about it. I mean, I'm
going to Bret, this guy behind me. Put the glasses on. Just do it.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. That's something that it was it's a dream you wanted to fulfill, and it's achievable. So why not?
I mean,
bucket list.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, and then also too, the WWF title that Bret had when I was a kid, that's my favorite title belt, and this guy got it for me for Christmas, so I'm going to get him to sign it. It's like a legitimate like replica belt, so I'm going to get him to sign that too.
So my conversation is, do you get it signed in the pink or the gold?
So like we always say, I was like, Mr. Bret Hart, you can sign it whatever color you want. I mean, I don't really have a preference, but he's like, oh, I'll sign it in, magenta. I'm like, sure, Mr. Bret Hart, you can sign it whatever color you want.
So this figure you have of Mr. Bret Hart.
Yeah.
This is the icon. This is the look at least I remember.
Yeah. So this is when he won the 1993 King of the Ring. So this is him in the King of the Ring outfit. So this is the WWE Elite figures are just on point, man. Some of the themes that they have, or some of the moments that they capture, really, really cool. This is actually from Funkenstein.
Shout out to Funkenstein.
Shout out to Funkenstein.
We never noticed this before, but I've never seen it. It's a case around the figure.
It's a clamshell.
I need to get more of these.
Somebody definitely, knew what this was and put it in the kit. I gotta do more of these too. You saw all my stuff that's in the box.
That's awesome.
Still,
I want to come to you. I gotta come to your place.
You gotta come over. But this, I can pick it up, right?
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I just want to look at it again.
Yeah.
I love the development that's come from these figures. Well, as far as I don't know if anyone can really see it, but
there you go.
There's awesome facial expression. There's awesome his wrists could even move.
Yeah.
They get the poses down that are iconic.
Yeah.
And again, I'm a superhero guy, but this is this pose to me is like Superman doing the landing.
Yeah,
superhero landing.
I got you. Yeah, the superhero landing.
And it's so cool that they're able to capture these.
Yeah.
In a frozen moment in time, and you can always go back to and kind of get that childhood memory.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you see the ringside exclusive, for the collector part, you also I'm about those exclusives. Yeah. We got the ones coming from Amazon for Johnny.
Yeah. This is my childhood.
That one I really like.
This is my childhood hero. Yeah. This is my modern day hero. Anybody knows me knows that I'm obsessed with Johnny Gargano. He's besides even being one of the best wrestlers in the world. He's such a nice guy. I met him a few times already. That's from.
I appreciate you bringing out that one in particular. Explain that outfit.
That
one.
So Johnny, what he used to do. So the big event, he's with a brand called NXT. It's an affiliate of WWE,
mm-hmm.
but their big events are takeovers. So in the storyline leading up to his takeover match, he used to wear a Marvel character that pertained to it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was wrestling his former best friend that betrayed him, and he in this it's Spider-Man and Venom. So essentially what that represented was that he's Spider-Man, he's Peter Parker, he's the good guy, but the dark side's kind of getting to him, and that's why it's a mix of Spider-Man and Venom, because the symbiote's kind of it senses the darkness in him and it's kind of taking him over.
I dig that one a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find.
Love this costume. Yeah,
I got a whole Venom wall.
Oh, really?
Oh, you never see? Yeah, I got. It's all different kind of busts and figures and stuff. I've managed to. So for some reason, Florida is the mecca of figures.
Is it? I've heard that. I've heard Florida has big toy conventions.
Yeah, because
I know Jersey has some.
CGC's there, the Comic Grading Committee.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I always go to the flea markets, and I found stuff there, dude. I found stuff there that is mint. From when I was a kid, the original, I forget what they were called. They were the kind of cheesy looking Batman figures, and DC did a line they call them the Gold Box series.
Okay.
And then I found this one that was really cool. It was a Venom, but he was clear, and he's got a black eye, and you just go down there and you find all these treasures. And I wish I had a bigger suitcase because I saw so much wrestling stuff, and I was like, but I would be so poor. If I went there and just bought stuff for everybody, I would be so cool.
We've always said, because you saw my collection, off camera, and it's just, I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole of toys, because that's just, a whole other beast.
Yeah, man,
but sometimes you can't help it.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
I started with the Funkos, and I had to pull back, because I thought they were so stupid when they came out. But you know what got me? The Ghostbusters Funkos. I'm like, oh, these are actually pretty cool. And I got Winston, so I had to get the other three.
Did you see the Ghostbusters, the car, the Actomobile, the nice detailed one? That's a Target.
Oh God!
Somebody got one for this guy.
Don't tell me
Somebody buy one.
So they re-release these. They're re-releasing the Ecto, and I'm sure release the Firehouse again, which I still have.
Sure, I would buy the playset.
But
I so would.
Oh man, you're tempting me. But it's like he says, you go down that rabbit hole. But shout to our friends at Funkenstein.
Yes.
They take great care of us every time we go, and they have a lot of stuff. It's called Wrestling.
Yeah, you gotta bring me there.
You gotta come flea marketing with us.
Yes, he told me about it, and he's like, "Yeah, you gotta come next time."
Oh, it's a mix of everything.
We'll make a day of it. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just thinking, before I forget, May 20th, I believe it's Tom's River Toy Show. We're getting a table there. Jerry the King Lawler's going to be there, so maybe an interview. But I'm excited for that. We did get Jim Ross, shameless promo. But I would love, if you can make it, it's a Sunday morning, I would love if you came sat with us at the table. I think it's May 20th in Toms River, New Jersey. I think it's a Sunday morning.
I want to try.
Come hang at the table with us. We'll do interviews. There's a couple other special guests I can't think of at this time. But it's a toy show, man. So we have a table, I believe. I got to confirm that. But it's going to be a good time.
I will be there.
Yeah. All right.
I will be there.
Are you excited? I haven't been to one of these yet.
Yeah, I haven't been to a toy show. I don't think I've ever been to one.
Yeah, bring some money.
Bring at least like $200.
Yep.
Yeah, at least. Because man, have you guys been to a Comic-Con?
We've been to, so we haven't been to I don't know if you have, but I haven't been to the New York Comic Con or the San Diego Comic Con. I've been to a lot of the horror cons. You've been to Wizard Con, right?
So for me, it started out with Philly Wizard World was the first one I went to. But that's before it was big, and it was just starting to get big. So everyone was at their table. You'd go up and take your pictures there. The prices were a lot better. It wasn't packed where you couldn't walk. Now it's all like that, which again, it's great business and it's good. The perfect example, the New York Comic Con, right? I've been there once or twice, and both times it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool stuff, but it's hard to move. I spend most of the time taking pictures with just the cosplayers.
It is hard to move, yeah.
But it is just so packed. I mean, nowadays, hindsight's 20/20. You're just man, I can't wait to get back there again. And but man, we would, I think Mike got a fist bump. Stan Lee at one point when he was walking by. Mike was dressed as the Riddler at the Philly Wizard World one, and Adam West walks by, and he goes to Mike. He goes, "Be careful what you riddle." And Mike does. Mike, without missing a beat, does a Riddler.
West?
Oh man, it was just one of my favorite Batmans.
That's amazing.
But it's so without missing a beat, back.
Yeah.
He starts doing the Riddler laugh, and Adam West goes, "Oh!" It was just amazing. He didn't have to do that, And that's what I miss is not just the celebrities and stuff like that and getting the interviews. I miss the cons, but just the fans and the cosplaying and all that. That being said, I personally like the smaller ones.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more accessible. I remember I think it was you. I saw the picture. You got the picture with BB-8. Was it you? At the con? And I was there. I didn't get a picture with BB-8, and all my friends were having this picture with BB-8. And I'm just where was BB-8? I was in the whole thing, but it's just so big and it's hard to get around.
Cool. That was cool to see, kind of going back to the multi-generational thing.
Yeah.
These Comic-Cons, they have stuff like Adam West. Unfortunately,
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Legends like Stan the Man Lee. But you see a lot of levels, different generations. They're all connecting over these things, over these awesome pieces of plastic.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see kids' faces light up and the 50-year-old father's there and he sees something that he had and now it's coming back out. And it's the happiness that these little things bring.
Yeah. It really is amazing.
And the connections they form.
Yeah, no.
And that's why we love going to the flea market because we usually find something that's I used to have this or... I need to get that, and again, shameless plug. Funkenstein usually has a lot of that stuff, man.
Yeah, it's the wrestling, horror, superheroes, just anything you can name. They probably have some sort of video games. They have DVDs.
Did Wolverine's Jeep?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
From the first line X-Men figures.
Yeah, the cartoon, isn't it from the cartoon?
Was it from the cartoon? It probably.
I don't remember. Yeah,
it's always weird because
Toys went wacky in the 90s a bit. Do you remember the Spider-Mans? But there was fishing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
basketball.
That was the Ninja Turtles, where there was they were pirates, and then they were
baseball players.
Then there were sports players, and I was just okay, we're going with this.
Combining. Wait, I saw this came out 2 years ago ish.
Okay.
They were doing wrestling and Ninja Turtle mashups, wasn't it? Wrestling and Ninja
That's
Turtle?
right. I forgot about that.
It was either that or Ghostbusters.
Do you have any of those?
I don't. Again, like the figures, like he was saying, it's a rabbit hole. Like we're very selective. Like
I thought maybe because that was like that amalgamation of.
That's the thing. Like we get here and there, like some of these, like these WWE exclusives. Like these are exclusives, so they don't really like make a lot of these. But like,
and you have all the Johnnies,
except for the Wolverine one. That's in route.
It was supposed to come today.
Yeah, I was telling you it was supposed to come today. I was like, oh, perfect. And then they were like, pushing it back 2 months. I was like, oh, great. But
wow,
yeah,
below.
We'll have all the Johnnies soon.
Yeah, so that'll be the last one unless they make another one.
For me, it's
Rey to make the Iron Man one.
Oh, they have to. Wow. For me, it's Rey Mysterio. You guys can't see it's off camera. Rey Mysterio's on the other side of the room. I have a couple Reys, a couple Jeff Hardys, who Joe mentioned earlier, and then just a random Hideki Matsui because he's my favorite baseball player. And of course, he was just sitting on a table at the flea market, which was just meant to be, man. That's the magic of the flea market too, man. A lot of times you'll find tables where people, like really know what things are worth and like resell kind of things. And then, I found...
Yeah, I don't like those people.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. Like Nunez says, it's their table. They can do what they want, but I'm just not going to buy it. But I found a Wolverine. He was missing like the one little piece of the arm, but it was like the yellow Wolverine. I don't think it's in here. Probably the second Wolverine figure release that I knew of and I used to have as a kid. Quarter.
Did he move like this, or did he move like this?
He had the elbows, and he had like the claws you pushed in, and they kind of popped up, kind of a thing. Yeah. But he was missing like a little part of his hand. The guy's like, I don't know, give me a quarter. Done. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'll take it for a quarter.
Yeah. So I love the flea market, and just like you said, running into old things that you like had. Like for me, I always wanted the turtle blimp. My friend had it. It was just like huge. Dude. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Did you have it?
No.
Okay.
I wanted the thing I wanted was the
van.
I can't remember what it's called. The Krang.
The Technodrome?
Technodrome.
Yes.
I wanted that.
So I wanted the turtle van. I always wanted the turtle van.
I think they reissued that as well.
I know I did see that. Yeah, that's what
I gotta get it for that display.
There's a Hot Wheel if you don't want to go too big. There's a Hot Wheel turtle van.
Ooh, okay. I might have to
$1.67, man.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm good for that.
Yeah,
all over it right now.
The price sounds great.
I need one for the case upstairs. We kind of have like a Star Wars shelf, Turtle shelf, Batman shelf, and what's that?
Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Ninja Turtles,
Batman, yeah. And we have like the video game. He's a big video game guy, and then the movie on each side. So, we have way too much crazy stuff. But like you said, it makes you happy, man. And maybe one day I'll get that blimp. Yeah, I want that.
I think it's important. If I see it legitimately, I always tell people, if there's something you want, because if it's $1 billion, I was going to say, hey, I saw it.
I saw it.
It's here.
I tried, but I couldn't.
Exactly.
I couldn't finagle it.
I kind of wanted my left leg for it.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
No, I think that's, I don't know if it's great to keep accumulating so many things.
It all depends on what it is and how, like, you saw my room. Like, there's a lot, but it's organized. Like, as long as you're not, like, should I, pay for rent or should I get the Turtles blimp? We'll go with the blimp this month. Like, don't do that, obviously.
You should charge admission to your room and then solve that problem.
No, I would never do that. No.
This is where we go. If you need help or have a toy addiction, please don't.
Call this number. But yeah, as long as you manage it correctly and you're not going crazy, you should be able to spoil yourself every once in a while. Just don't let it get out of hand, that's all.
As an adult, I think you should.
Yeah, exactly.
Have the ice cream.
Yeah,
have
the ice cream. Eat the fried Oreo.
Have the Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, exactly.
Then now they got Power Rangers coming out with reissued stuff.
Those are so hard to find.
Yeah,
so hard to find.
That's one of the ones I was big into too. I had the Tommy that I don't know if you remember. Like you could switch the head.
Yes,
like it switches.
The flippy one, right?
Yeah, and he had the shield, and I always lost the shield because it was the Green Ranger.
Break off.
Yeah, it would break off when you would flip the head.
That's kind of a bad design, but
but at the time, like I loved it. And,
so my buddy, if anyone watched the previous one, he's in Japan. They didn't get those in Japan, but like they're all made. Yeah, I think he said because I asked him to keep some eye out for some stuff over there too, but like I guess that was just made in China, but they're like only here, so they're actually kind of it's not too many of them. So if you still have those, play with your flippy head Power.
I do not.
There was a Jason one at the flea market. I almost got it. I ended up not getting it.
I did. I had it in the packaging.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was like, I'm never gonna. So because Tommy's my guy. I like Jason, but Tommy was my guy. So
Jason David Frank.
Yeah, Murder's really cool.
Yeah, I almost got got to meet him at one Comic-Con, but like the line was too long.
I heard he was like really awesome.
He was at every Comic-Con. Like he just had a following for being at Comic-Con.
Yeah. Well, he does all that stuff. You mentioned Superhero Beatdown, Bat and the Sun.
So good. Shout out to
them. Watch Bat and Sun.
We should get them on.
But
okay,
dude, if you can get Aaron on,
I got you, bro. You're
my god,
you're co-host of the.
I want to be in that show. I want him to like decapitate me or something.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard Jason David Frankie like goes the extra mile. Like sometimes he'll wear like all green, or sometimes he'll wear all white.
He does. And he's always doing like.
Yeah. He's an MMA fighter too. So,
yeah, he's legit. I remember when he was challenging Jean-Claude Van Damme. Do you remember they got in like a tiff?
Oh, I don't remember that. I remember,
dude, it's
didn't he had a social media fight with like Punk, right? When Punk was doing
CM Punk?
when he was doing MMA.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah,
I did too.
He's a cool guy, man.
Yeah,
that's somebody because I think he's a toy guy too. That's somebody I would like to talk to.
Rumor has it, by the way, speaking of all the fighting and stuff, that Joe wants to take a bump in the wrestling.
I do.
Of you?
That's a dream of mine too.
So
okay.
I would like
before,
to just for some reason just be in a wrestling ring and just get annihilated.
I think somehow, some way, maybe when the world's a little bit more open, it can happen. I know a lot of people that want to beat me up, so
stop.
Yeah.
I want to. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like I would like to be in a movie or a show or a wrestling. Like, I just want to get like beat up and done. Like that's it. You know, I just want to have that fun experience. Just that. But if that can happen, I'll buy you pizza.
No, it's not even like that, man. I just want to. You don't got to buy me nothing, man. Dude, you have done more than enough for me over the years, man.
Pepperoni.
He's a good person right here.
Pepperoni.
I know pepperoni. I know. I got you.
How do you feel about anchovies?
I mean, I'm not gonna eat them. If you want to eat them, that's cool. It's like the whole debate with pineapple. I don't get so mad about it. You want to eat it, go for it. I am not going to be eating it, but if you want to, sure, that's fine. Do what you want to do.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah,
do what you want.
Exactly.
Don't mess up anybody else's pizza with your pineapple. Just eat
yes, exactly, man.
Don't put your friends' toys in the sandbox because then they get sand in here and they can't do this anymore. I don't know if you guys can see this.
So, because like you always have the conversation,
nice.
like you always have the conversation, like when you were a kid, like you never thought, oh, I'm gonna keep these in the box forever. But now you think about it.
So the psychopathic thing is, I think I was like 9 and I started doing that.
I was gonna ask you that.
Really?
Because
I could never do that.
That's my dad's fault. I know I talk about my dad a lot. And he's super important.
Yeah.
To like this whole thing of
likewise, man.
Yeah, same with my dad.
So like. He was this guy who would buy me the thing and then buy my brother the thing and then he would buy like 2 more, keep them in the box.
That's brilliant.
So like I have the 12-inch. You remember the big Power Rangers?
Yes.
Yeah, they were hard to find.
The Putties, Goldar, Rita.
Oh wow, I had a couple of them.
GI Joes from the early '90s ones. There was like Stalker, Storm Shadow, Duke, boxes. The Dragon Zord in a box. Like,
I'll tell you right now, I could never ever keep that in the box.
Oh yeah,
I would never. But I know where I get the Dragon Zord.
I have the one I played with, but then it's
awesome.
in my room. It's on my desk. Like, I still have it.
Did you have the Megazord?
I have the Megazord, the nice one.
Now, does the Dragon Zord actually connect to the Megazord toy?
It does, legit.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if it's because in the show it did, and
I've never seen it as the toys. And then when he became the White Ranger, then they had the whole thing.
Tiger,
the Tiger Zord, yeah.
Which I have the Tiger too.
Oh.
I'm missing a piece for it though. But yeah, and I bought. They did a reissue, like actual size of the White Ranger sword. It was like $120.
Yeah.
I bought it because it was like, and it opens up and it's so cool.
Oh, I'm so I'm getting captured.
Yeah, and now my wife's like, hey, you need that. You don't sound like that. But
that's a smart man right there. Smart man.
But it's, I don't know, man. It's that something I connected. Like I played the Power Rangers game with the dad. You know, you watched the movie with.
Yeah.
You connected with your friend on wrestling, like. And now you surround yourself with these things that just bring you those memories all the time. You turn, you look at them, you see them, it brings you that nice feeling.
That's a big part of. That's like the main part of collecting for me is the nostalgia.
Right.
It's because I've had a lot of people tell me like, oh, you don't need all these material possessions, and you don't. But a lot of those like, oh, I remember playing this with so and so. I remember, I got this game, this day when we did this and that. It brings back a lot of memories. So that's the main reason why I collect, because it's nostalgic, and nostalgics want to like, not to get off topic, but it's almost like a drug. Like you get high off it.
It's funny. I was just thinking that.
Yeah, it's very like it's very fulfilling.
It is. And some people think it's like you said. Some people think it's kind of, I guess, detrimental.
Yeah.
As a grown man.
Like I said, it's all about balance.
Not in this house.
I don't think so.
It's all about balance. Like I said, as long as
healthy choices.
There you go. Healthy choices. Don't pay your bills. Don't buy a Dragon's Den.
Well,
I mean, I do like the
if it's in the box.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
if it's in the box, or it's a turtle van.
My landlord would understand.
Not fair.
All right. Well, I think we got a lot here. I think we can wrap this up. Yeah. Guys, I appreciate. Well, thank you for lending me your space.
Bro. You have a second home here, brother.
We got some key questions. Who's your favorite Ghostbuster?
Oh yeah.
Who's my favorite Ghostbuster?
Yes. You know who it is.
I'm going to embarrass myself because I don't remember the names. I know.
So you are big. It was like you were kind of after Ghostbusters.
I don't know
you were Turtles.
if I just missed that, or what. Well, like I didn't see the movie. Admittedly, I know it's a sin. I'm sorry. I've only seen the first movie.
No,
I tried to
watch the reboot. So if you're going to see any of the movies, at least you saw the first one.
Yeah,
there you go.
I saw the first movie. I think it's. And I kind of go into behind the scenes stuff, like how they tortured Bill Murray and everything. But I think that's why he's like my favorite character. And
he's mine too. I love Venkman. Yeah,
he's so funny.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Just his dry humor, and he's like he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
sometimes. He's like But yeah, I'd have to say he's probably my favorite. Like I really do gotta watch the second one.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
But I've seen all the other icons like Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones. But I don't know. There was some weird window where I didn't get on the Ghostbuster wagon. I'm like,
let's just say I'm old, everybody. I'm old. No, I'm kidding.
So favorite Ninja Turtle?
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I gotta go with Raph.
Okay.
I identify with the quick temper and like being.
We're in a good mood right now. So.
Yeah, a little stubborn and like I really love if you remember in the live action movies, which are still, by the way, the live action turtles, like their costumes. Amazing.
They just came out with figures of them too.
Yeah.
They're pricey, but they look great.
I got those.
Did you really?
and for record, only 1 and 2 exist. There's no.
We're not gonna talk about
There's no
that.
movie after that.
But like the exchange between him and Casey Jones and stuff.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I thought that was really cool.
And I really love that he thinks wearing a hat and a trench coat
hides the giant.
It hides the giant turtle head.
Yeah,
but
he's angry, but like he loves his family at the same time.
Yeah, he does.
He
shows it in a weird way.
It's the Italian in me. It's kind of like Raph. He's definitely Italian. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Yeah. And yours is Donnie, right?
Well, it's tough because it always went when you love something so much, like it would always change. I know that's kind of a cop out, but like it was always between Donnie and Mikey, and Donnie and Mikey.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I have to go Mikey. But like it still to this day switches. It was never Leo. It was never Raph. But it was Donnie. And I love them all. Them all. But
Leo needs to be there. But
he does. Leo's the base.
Okay. I
never
looked at it that way. Okay.
He's the constant. Like everyone can. Yeah. Mikey's crazy. Donatello's wrapped up in his tech. Raphael's pissed off, and then Leo's just zen.
Yeah.
And he's the neutral. Everyone can always go back to Leo.
Okay. Yes. I never thought of it that way.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Look at you, man. Favorite superhero. We'll go DC.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, DC, then we'll go Marvel. Okay.
Oh, man. Oh, no, I'm getting... Okay, this is cool. Okay, all right. DC.
We like to do favorites.
DC. I mean, it's.
I'm
gonna eliminate Batman from it because I have a weird Batman obsession.
Okay, so besides Batman, because that's mine too.
I gotta go Flash. I think like Barry Allen Flash.
Okay.
Because I think I like his. He kind of reminds me of Spider-Man in a way that the recent interpretations of he's kind of witty and funny and snarky, and I kind of like that, and the way he's portrayed, actually, even by like Ezra Miller in the latest movie, which I know it's kind of controversial, but I was like,
so I didn't watch the new Justice League.
I need to watch
the old one.
Yeah, the Snyder cut.
Oh, you haven't watched the
Snyder cut. You need to sit down for 4 hours of your life.
Oh, I will. I want to sit down and watch it straight through.
I heard it was broken up.
It just says parts. It's like part 1.
Okay, because that's the only way I'm gonna be able to do it.
Yeah. No, the Flash is so like when people look at the Flash, some people think he's nerdy, but like, dude, the guy controls his body's on a cellular level and can pass through walls and phase himself. And he's brilliant. He's a crime scene investigator. Like I studied that in school, so I always had like a like a thing for him. I think he's a cool character.
And also too, everybody's nerdy now. So that whole
nerds,
phrase,
nerds rule the world.
That whole phrase, "Oh, you're nerdy," you're a nerd too. So that's right.
And
back
because
at
you're
you.
a cute chick with a graphic tee and thick black glass, and you're I'm a nerd. You're not. You're not. Sit down. You can be. There's potential, but don't do that. Don't sell yourself out like that. Come on. You're just trying to get an OnlyFans account.
All right. So besides Batman, it's Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Marvel.
So can
it
be an anti-hero?
Anybody you want?
I gotta go.
Saying Punisher. Or
I gotta go Venom. All
right, that's fair.
I love the conflict.
That's fair. That's fair. Frenemies.
Yeah. You know, he's been a hero. You know, the lethal protector thing and all that. But I love the mental conflict and the internal battle of the symbiote and how the symbiote is very representative of your internal evil expressing itself on the outside.
Yeah.
You know, but he's this constant like pull between good and bad.
So what'd you think of the Tom Hardy movie?
This is the platform.
So I liked it.
Wait, no,
I went into it thinking I was going to hate it. And I actually really liked it.
Tom Hardy. I love Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Tom Hardy. I think he did awesome with
did.
What he had. And
yeah.
So the movie. All right, this is going to go kind of long. So the movie I followed from like when it was exiting production hell, and it was supposed to be rated R. It was. It was
right.
It was really supposed to be rated. It was supposed to be longer.
Yeah.
So my only gripes with the movie really are you should have let Venom be a little more violent, which is fine. It's fine. You wanted to make more money. It's okay. I get it.
Oh,
but
God.
it's okay. But and it's not paced super well.
No, I will agree on that.
And Riz Ahmed is like an awesome actor, and they didn't give him a lot to work with.
No, they didn't.
But like in terms of the way he looked and acted and the dialogue and everything, I thought it was kind of cool. Well, like they kind of threw away some of the villains. Like you guys ever played Separation Anxiety? I'm sure you have to have some Separation.
I have it, yeah.
Like they have Screech and Lasher and Riot and.
Oh my God! Wow, yeah, it's been a while.
And like they kind of just threw away Riot and you saw the Screech symbiote and kind of went away. But like I don't know. I hope they correct it. I know Andy Serkis is directing the new one. He's like the motion capture king. And,
he's directing it.
He's directing. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Wow,
that might be brilliant.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's great.
Okay.
But yeah, I love that weird black goo thing created by Tom McFarlane that is not Spawn. Yeah.
Favorite podcast?
The Bob.
Correct.
Culture.
All right, you can stay.
The Bob Culture
That money
podcast.
was very well spent.
Yes, it was. There.
Thanks for the little interview with me. Appreciate it.
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do. I'm trying to think of anything else. So, favorite turtle.
I was gonna say favorite villain, but it kind of. I mean, you
well,
said
that's the hero.
That's
that's the favorite villain in Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, I was just say favorite villain in general, but I guess you could do Marvel and DC.
Oof.
So I guess DC.
That is a tough one.
That's
the movie.
It's gonna be Joker. It's Joker.
No, it's
the
not
movie's
Joker.
kind of swayed it because growing up, my favorite superhero was Spider-Man, and because of these movies, the MCU, and now I'm Team Cap. Like, I love Captain America.
It's
that's my guy. So it's like the movies, like now all these superhero movies that come out, they kind of sway it a little bit.
There's just so many iterations of it.
That is a tough one. Yeah.
Like I love Doctor Doom.
Ooh,
it's a good answer.
That's a very good answer.
So, dude, he has his own kingdom. He's very calculating.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
He has the man in the iron mask syndrome kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like I really always dig him.
But he has a cape, so that makes him cool.
He does have a cape. But DC. I think DC has better villains than they do heroes all the time, so it's kind of hard to pick.
Okay, I mean, yeah. I didn't, because when I'm playing the Injustice games, there's some characters that I've never heard of. It's
Who's
crazy.
in Injustice? I know they got.
There's a lot of villains in there I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay.
They got Black Adam's in there.
Think so, yeah.
Shazam's counterpart, which The Rock has a movie coming out.
Who's the? I keep wanting to say Lady Frost, who's a wrestler that we know. Killer Frost.
Killer Frost.
Thank you. Couldn't get there. She's in it. I know. Catwoman, obviously.
I think my favorite villain's got to be a Batman villain. I really like. Oh, I mean, the psychology of Joker is very interesting to get into.
There's been so many reiterations of him as well.
I know, and then it's just like done to death.
Yeah.
I can't say honestly I have a favorite. I have to think about that and get back to you.
Worries,
I can't.
Man. No worries. He's gonna text me at 3 a.m.
I'm gonna say again. I don't know, but yeah, definitely Marvel's. I gotta go Doctor Doom.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
Love it, bro.
So you guys are gonna make a superhero podcast now, right?
Yeah, man. Well, we are gonna, we don't forget we still are a pop culture show. Like, very heavy on the wrestling because let's be real, that's the only like events
wrestling is literally almost every day.
And
even when everything stopped.
The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That's what I was gonna say, my man. Yeah, you're in. You're in. Yes. Well, how many? No, we didn't watch tonight's episode as of recording.
And this is second to last.
It's second to last.
It's only 6 episodes.
So after the last one, we're gonna do our little discussion panel. What we liked. I love last week's episode.
Yes.
We're not saying anything here, but we will do a full review, of course, with Mr. Joe Gregory on the panel, of course.
Cool. I'm excited. I'm gonna wear my Winter Soldier jacket.
I have the
movies.
Oh, you have the jacket.
I did him.
He had the arm.
Oh, you had the arm.
You made it, right?
Oh,
I bought it and refinished it. I had to finish
that's
off.
why. Yeah, at some point I'm getting the.
Oh yeah, I'll show you a picture.
And Falcon's actually one of my favorites, so I'm glad that he gets the shine like in this series. He's just
you're gonna like the end of this.
Oh,
man!
Okay. We're throwing it on.
All right. So before we spoil anything, I want to wrap this up. But thank you guys for coming on. Thank you again for letting me use your space. If you like I'm so sorry. If you like this show and our little conversations, please comment, subscribe,
smash that button,
smash that like button, smash that subscribe button.
Look for the Bob. I can't say it. Bob Culture Podcast. Listen to that. You put your
wherever.
Put your website on. Put your
we're everywhere. We're on. I used to say iTunes. It's not iTunes anymore. It's Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube. We're streaming on Mobify TV. We're on Spotify. Anywhere you get your podcast, Stitcher. Leave us a review. That's always great. We have a lot of great interviews with the likes of, as we said, Ernie Hudson of Ghostbusters. We have Jim Ross, Jake the Snake Roberts, Kurt Angle. We've just had a lot of really great interviews and shameless promo. And the starting intro song is done by this guy right here on every episode. I'm very thankful for that, man. I was in a pinch and you guys were like, yep, we got you. So
we got you.
This is the guy right here, best hugger.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again on the next episode.